Today I'm critiquing the GTA Richman Villa in Vinewood Hills, and then I'm gonna give it an Arvin score at the end of the video. So if you ever decide to buy a mega mansion in Los Santos, Liberty City, or Vice City, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad, I'm the mansion guy. I've critiqued over 1,500 real mansions, and I sell them in Los Angeles. Let's watch this video together.
Right, this is a good part of town, close enough, but not too close, still removed enough that we don't have to deal with the riffraff, you know what I mean? Welcome to the new neighborhood. Have to get to know the neighbors. Oh my goodness, dude, is that it right there? That's got to be close to it, right? I just like the giant pool overhead. Yep, that was it. Oh, look at this. Okay, first time here. Giant gated entry. Welcome to the Richman Villa, baby.
Okay, 3 points right off the bat. First, location. This is the prime location, okay? Closest to town, better than the other two. If you got the money, this is the one you want to buy. Second, we've got a modern house. You could see it from the outside when he was driving up, but the gates are really Mediterranean. Like, you don't put Mediterranean gates on a villa like this, okay? It's just complete disconnect. And third, I see a freaking antenna. Like the freaking, cell phone towers right next to the property, and you shouldn't have that. Maybe the one by the military side, but not this one. Like that's not good. Not for $18 million. Okay, let's talk about the architectural style and the approach, because you don't really have a private driveway. As the gates open, it doesn't have that built-up anticipation, so when you enter your state, you kind of feel special and start telling a story, okay? Now, architecturally, from this level, it looks like a one-story home, which is not really like mansion looking, but from the back facade, it's a 4 or 5 story home. So it looks a lot better on the back facade than the front facade. And the reason for that is it's a hillside property, okay? So we call these upside down homes or reverse floor plan, where you enter from the top, you have to take the stairs down to get to the swimming pool and other levels.
Welcome to one of the most desirable properties in southern San Andreas. You've also got me, Angel, your AI assistant.
Immediately into this is going to be some expensive dinosaur fossil or something. Looks like it's made of stone. Not really sure. Beautiful rugs. Can't even imagine what these things cost. They look really, really supple and plush. Honestly, just kind of a big empty room where there's nothing really to see. All right.
We call this a foyer, and I totally get why he's getting frustrated. He doesn't know what it is, because they've been historically shrinking and turning out to these rooms where like people are like, what is this? Like, what's the purpose of this room? But they used to have a purpose. 200-300 years ago, they didn't have cell phones, text messages, and sometimes to reach someone to speak with them, the fastest way was to just show up to their house and just wait for them to receive you. So it became necessary for the owners of these bigger mansions to have a reception area. They sometimes called it the parlor, right? So you would come inside, you'd be seated, there's a little bit of entertainment, maybe a piano, maybe a small library where you can chill, wait maybe sometimes for a few hours before the owner of the property would receive you. But now it's become a moment where you can really impress and show the mood of the property, and they've kind of messed that up. And I'll tell you why. They freaking put a pine tree right in front blocking your view. You would never do that. In real life, you would go to the city and try anything you can if the tree is not protected to cut it. So as soon as someone walks in, they will see the view and just get in a good mood, right? That's really important for resale value, because as soon as you show something really positive right off the bat, they look for every reason to like the property. And if you don't do that, they look for a reason not to like the property, and then they don't buy it.
Continue this way. We've got a secondary front door, kind of a side door. We've got an elevator that goes down to our lower levels. And over in here, this is going to be our cigar room, which it looks like we can chief on a nice Cuban. Just living the high life here, smoking indoors. Your boy's got that triple filtration, leather couches, nice, wood, mahogany, have a nice old fashioned or something. All right, beautiful. So our little cigar room. Oh, yep, we literally do have a bottle of whiskey right here inside of our globe.
Okay, that's pretty weak. We needed a real bar. It should have been glassed off, right? There's smoke coming out. You need to contain it and make it private so you can actually have ventilation system to suck the air out. Second, it should have a proper bar. This is a sexy place. Third, you should either put it on a view side of the property for a bachelor house or in the garage. GTA, come on, like this is like the man cave, right? Like this should have been either in the garage or on the view side, and we didn't get either of them.
Back over this way, this is going to be our dining room as well as our wine wall. Dude, look at how many bottles of wine we could display. That's pretty sick. I don't see like a kitchen or anything. Is there like a...
It was right behind him, and he totally missed it, and it's not his fault. This is a glitch in the system. As amazing as these developers are, like they spent 10 years building this design, I really think genuinely they made a mistake here. Somebody got the wrong memo. They put a glass sliding doors for the kitchen on a modern kitchen. Why would you do that? Like, I really think that glass enclosing was for the cigar lounge, and somebody like got the wrong memo, put it on the kitchen. Because you would never do that. Even earlier in the video, he walked through the kitchen and didn't realize it was the kitchen. And he can't find it right now. And it's a major flaw. Everybody's having a problem with the kitchen. And the kitchen is the heart of the house. So it's really like, this is below par. I was expecting a lot more for the kitchen for this. And it's just not there.
There must be a kitchen downstairs. Oh, here's our living room. Dude, look at the fireplace here. Oh, giant grand piano. Dogs humping painting. Everyone needs that. Is that Chop? Of course, premium fittings and technology all throughout, so you can access Angel anywhere you need. I do see we've got a staircase over there. I'm gonna say let's go downstairs. Let's see what's going on downstairs, and then we're gonna end up going outside. So if we come this way, oh my gosh, dude, the chandeliers here, the live plants indoors, dude, this is so clean. I love it. We've got trophies that we can display in our cabinets. All right, we've got ourselves a nice map of Los Santos.
Okay, this is super cool. I wasn't expecting this, and I've only seen it once in real life where they had a scale model of the mansion inside the mansion, and I stared at it for hours to see if it's accurate or not. And this is something developers can really learn and add to their properties in the basements and put it in the center. It really brings everyone together. You want to see if it's accurate. You want to find your home. It's really interactive, and it's a great centerpiece for a big space. So I really love that. But here's what they've done really, really bad. The color palettes and finishes you can choose. You get 3 really bad options, and by default, I think everyone's going to choose the loft finish because this coastal vibe is just not masculine for a criminal whatsoever. It's kind of weak, right? And you're in a hillside property. You're really not by the water here. So, and the other one is a Vinewood Hills Regency, which is Hollywood Regency, which is only for very, architectural Regency properties, and it does not match a modern architecture. So the options are really, really bad. I wish they had a proper consultant on finishes, architecture, because there's a lot of flaws for how good of a company they are and how realistic they make stuff. And also the fact that you get 3 identical mansions. Like they look almost exactly the same. And again, to me, that's you can do a lot better.
Looks like this is where we can put a really nice car at some point. I know we've got some new vehicles. We're going to be checking those out in future episodes. We're going to have a few videos today and probably more afterwards, to be honest. What is going on, dude? There's so many different things we can go to. Okay, we've got a theater downstairs. Mightily impressive. Back outside here, bro, there's so many freaking doors. I don't know. Okay, here's our arcade. Pixel Emporium panel can be used to manage the games in your arcade. So we've got an arcade there with a few different arcade options. This is going to be the primary suite.
No, it's not your primary bedroom. It's your second bedroom. And it's really not enough. For this price point, you would, at the very, very minimum, for a property of this size and caliber, you would need 4 to 5 bedrooms.
Oh, there's a second elevator. So we've got 2 elevators here. That's kind of cool. Back here is going to be more rooms. I'm assuming these are going to be guest. Bro, what in the... No, okay, this has to be the primary suite. We've got double doors on the primary suite. Here's our bedroom, little sitting area, overlooks the city.
Not really. This is another major flaw. Typically, you would put the primary suite at the upper level when you have an upside down house to capture the best view. And the hill over here is blocking your view. When you're building a view property, you're really optimizing for the view. Because otherwise, why would you go on a hill anyways, right? You would rather have flat land where you can have basketball court, whatever you want to have, right? Big swimming pool, indoor-outdoor connectivity. So if you don't optimize for the best view for the primary suite, you will lose a lot of buyers.
Dude, look at the size of this. Change our clothes and everything. Is this going to be our personal room? Yep. All right. Well, it is a new house after all. Got to break it in. Just kidding. That's definitely a Toto or something, though. All right. Beautiful. So we've got a full... Dude, this is like 2,000 square feet, and also I really love what they've done with the place. Really love the artwork here. I might have to commission this for for my house. That's incredible. But all right, so that's the primary suite. Coming back over here, looks like we've got ourselves a salon. I'm already turned around, to be honest, so we're relaxing in our spa is going to improve our mental state. We can get a makeover. We can also
Welcome to the shop.
Get tattoos from our own house. Dude, we've got a tattoo artist on standby.
Okay, this is cool to have all these options, but this is so unrealistic. And for a game developer who prides itself and is highly respected for making the most realistic game ever, this is just way below par. The primary bedroom is in the basement level. I don't mind if you have a secondary bedroom over here. Fine, your friends are fun, they're coming. Even for a bachelor property, okay? For the most like macho bachelor criminal property you can imagine, you always position the primary bedroom away from the basement, right? This is a separate experience that you need to cater towards having fun, and you just don't place it over here. You don't place the primary bedroom over here. It should be at the prime location, closer to the kitchen and family areas. So when your boys are not around, you can have it like a normal life.
And then, of course, we've got ourselves an indoor pool, because who needs that? Who doesn't need that, I should say? You know, it's California where we've got perfect weather all year round, and we're going to have an indoor spa anyway. All right, heading back this way. This is also into our indoor pool and spa. And I think that's kind of a wrap for down here. If we head outside, can't even figure out which ones are the actual doors that we're supposed to use. Looks like we've got an outdoor bar out here
that is blocked by the stairway coming down. Another like rookie mistake. I don't know who was consulting, okay? The consulting team behind designing these to make these realistic, they've really dropped the ball, because this is so below par that I'm pissed. And I used to play GTA 1 and 2 and I loved the game, and I just grew up, got married and kids and don't play them anymore. But I was expecting a lot more.
I guess we're going to start in the bottom and work our way up. Dude, look at this. We've got a full Zen waterfall feature happening, built into the cliffside with the natural rocks and everything. Oh yeah, do the lean. This is what I was talking about. Just kind of appreciate the moment. We can see a baseball stadium down there.
That's supposed to be, I think, Harvard Westlake School. It's a private school in LA, and I think that's supposed to like replicate that. I like this architectural element, and it's necessary. Why? You remember I said it's an upside down house? It's really difficult to get to the swimming pool when people enter the house, and that's why upside down homes are not rated as highly as houses that look like a regular 2-story home, but you immediately on the ground level you hit the backyard, because it's much easier accessible. You get that indoor outdoor flow, so there's a long walk towards the pool, and they've tried to create moments along the way to make it interesting. This is really cool,
bro. This is insane. This is really well done. Look at this natural rock staircases down. We're obviously super luxurious, but we're using all natural finishes and building everything into the cliffside here. I can't get over this waterfall feature. That is so cool. They're like little I was gonna say koi ponds or side. I don't even know what to call it, but I feel like there's a name for this style. It's kind of like Zen Japanese there. Beautiful pool, to be honest, a little bit small.
The size is actually up to par for hillside properties. What's really bad about this pool is that it looks like those over-the-ground pools that you buy, the plastic ones, and you would never see that on this price bracket. Again, it's just so cheap. And this fact that the steps coming down on a property where the swimming pool sticks out, there's an actual mansion that I've critiqued on my channel, real life, that it went to bankruptcy, and I still think it hasn't sold. I think they've tried to imitate that, which is a horrible freaking property to imitate, okay? Look, I get it. It's a criminal game. You don't want to go like old money, flashy and everything, but you could do better. It doesn't have to be a bankruptcy inspired mansion, right? Now that tower back there, in real life, it's called Sierra Tower. I've sold a unit over there. I know that's the new penthouses, or they've been around for a long time.
Another bar, of course, plenty of loungers, and a beautiful hot tub looking over the city. Let's head upstairs here. Bro, it's literally been a full in-game day that we have taken to walk around this place. This is ridiculous. All right, upstairs we've got ourselves another fire pit with giant L couches. Oh my gosh, dude, on a cool California night, that would be ideal.
Okay, here's the kitchen. You see it? It's all glassed in. They really put the glass on the wrong room. I'm convinced of that. Because why would the cigar lounge not have glass sliding doors and the kitchen would? And here's the office. He showed a glimpse of it. This is a good location for the office for the property.
We've got ourselves a gym. We can pump some iron out here, use the bench press. Why not break this thing in?
Rewatch this later. You know, just to study your form.
It's pretty ghetto, you know? To have a gym on your upper patio in front of your kitchen. Look, I get this whole criminal GTA, but again, there's certain things that you should have kept like realistic. This is really bad. Like it's not realistic. Like they're not this bad in real life, even the worst ones.
I did see, I think there was an idea that potentially they're going to add a fitness situation, kind of like San Andreas but it was scrapped at the last minute. So I don't know if there's any truth to that or not.
They should have. I don't know why they scrapped it, because indoor swimming pools never get used in Los Angeles. Why would you freaking put an indoor pool there? You should have gone with what's really in. You should have put a dry sauna, steam sauna, cold plunge. Maybe the character needs to go through rehab, is having problems, like needs to sober up, you know, take sauna every day, sweat it out. Like those things would have been cool, right?
Looks like we've got some yoga mats. You can do a little bit of core work. Could do some pull-ups and things like that.
That's Getty. That's Getty Museum. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I was going to give an exact location of this property, would be Angelo Drive. I think they've tried to emulate this location within Los Angeles for the video game. This is really LA shrunk down. Very cool, man. It's again, how realistic and cool the game is. The mansion is just not there. Like, I wish I'm the most qualified person to consult on this project. I wish they would have reached out. I would have it would have been such an honor.
All right, little doghouse over in the corner. This is going to be our driveway. And then didn't I see, wasn't there a staircase somewhere over here? Yep. Okay. I don't even know how to get my sliders open. Does this just go to is this rooftop or is this this is rooftop. Okay. We've got some rooftop access up here. A lot of, oh my gosh, dude, are you freaking, did this place come with a helicopter? If so, honestly, bit of a deal, not gonna lie.
This is awesome. There was only one property in Los Angeles that didn't have a working helicopter. They just put it as a decor and everybody knew it as the helicopter property. And again, it was an upside down home. I'm going to critique that mansion for New Year's. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss it.
And of course, who wouldn't want your own personal helipad? Oh my goodness, dude.
And it has the H. I always talk about, if you don't have an H on it, it's not a helipad.
Okay, hold up. There's a door back. I thought this was going to be an elevator back behind our car display thing, but this is taking us to an entirely different level. I was not ready for this. Okay, we've got this is crazy. What in the world? We've got a nightclub inside of our house. Are you kidding me? Okay, there's kind of like a front lobby area.
Did you notice what just happened? He realized like we have a lobby area and then it transitions immediately into a nightclub. That should never happen. The nightclub should have its own access, right? You don't want to kill the buzz, right? Like everyone is happy, drunk, you're coming for the after party, and then you just go through this kind of a, you know, very lobby-ish vibe and energy, and then you got to switch back onto the party mode. You want to have a smooth transition that you never really left the party, you were partying the whole time, and you just continue over here. Again, bad transition.
That's going to take us down to basement level 2, bro. Is this... That's our garage. Okay, I really thought we were done. Really thought we were done, but we are nowhere near done. Okay, what's down here in basement level 2? Oh, this is going to be our auto workshop. All right. Of course, we did add that as a bonus. I know, I was going to say, I know we're supposed to have a vault somewhere. So deep down underground, we're going to have our vault. This is where we can store all of our hordes of cash. Love that.
Okay, this is really cool to have a safe place where you protect it, especially if you buy the insurance protection for the, you know, security system for the property as well to store everything over here. But as far as accessibility and gameplay, it would have been nice to have a safe in the primary suite as well, which they didn't have.
And then now we're going to be going to Garage B1, and this is going to be where we can keep all of our beautiful new vehicles. And obviously there is plenty of space here in the garage. So there you guys have it, man. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, this is really cool considering, you know, it's Grand Theft Auto. You get 2 levels, 20 cars each, 40 cars total. Pretty decent. Okay, now let's give it an Arvin score. But before I do that, I critique regular mansions, but if you want me to critique more video game mansions, please let me know in the comments and I will do so. Okay, location. Based on my analysis, this is Angelo Drive. And Angelo Drive is really Holmby Hills North. So it's not in Beverly Hills, but it's super central. You get incredible views, some of the best views in all of LA, but you don't get the benefits of living in Beverly Hills, such as the police department, the fire department, and you still have to pay a mansion tax. So I'm going to give it a 9 log quality. It didn't have enough naturally flat area. It looked like just like another hillside property. We have plenty of these property, dime a dozen. What makes it really a hillside property extremely valuable is when you have a lot of flat land. There's a few of them, but that's what makes them a 10, okay? And this is, 3 max. Lot utilization. You didn't have a private driveway, but you had a decent front setback. You had a motor court in there. It wasn't bad for a hillside property. Then you didn't have a side setback with anyone on one side because the Angelo Drive was going up. On the other side, you had another neighbor which felt really far away, and the backyard was unobstructed. I'm going to give it a 5. Privacy. This should be really important in the gameplay. You didn't have anyone from the front looking into the property. You had only one neighbor which didn't really have a direct line of sight, but you did have Sierra Tower looking directly into your freaking backyard, and that's a massive negative. I'm going to give it a 4. Lot orientation. Based on the view of downtown, this should be an east-facing property, which is good. But the negatives were there was a freaking telephone tower signal right next to us, and Angelo Drive was right there so you could hear the traffic. I can't give it anything more than a 5 again. Architectural style. Look, from the front facade, it looked like a one-story mid-century home. From the back facade, it looked like a cheaply built mega mansion on a hillside. I'm going to give it a 3. Views. This is an easy one. Panoramic and multiple focal points. But then they obstructed themselves with a pine tree. Like, what the hell? I'm still going to give them a 9. Layout. This is tricky because it's an upside down house. You don't get immediate connectivity to the backyard. And then you have 2 bedrooms only on the lower level. Your kitchen is supposed to be open, but it's glassed in. It's really, really bad. I mean, it's very choppy. I'll have to give them a 3. Scale and volume. Look, the ceiling heights were extremely low for a property of this caliber. It just not up to par on any of the levels. Even the great room didn't have it. Even the trophy room didn't have it. You had a good width to length ratio, but the height was just not proportional whatsoever. Finishes. This is perhaps the worst thing about the property. I'm going to give it a 0 and I will tell you guys why. You had 3 options, but you really only had 1. The loft finish was the most neutral that you could say, okay, it kind of goes with this modern architecture. The Regency and Coastal had nothing to do with the location or the nature of gangsterness, of criminality of the game. Like, there were so many different ways they could have taken this, as far as making it a rundown mansion. Like there's like like homeless people, graffiti, like it's been like savaged, right? Like you could have gone that direction, just like give it that like really rough, rugged, destroyed mansion vibe and energy. You could have gone brutalist architecture with concrete everywhere. You could have gone really zen. You could have made it like it lives a double life. Again, it's just really, really sad. And again, that goes for also the architecture. It could have been, for example, the architectural style could have been like an undercover guy who's pretending to be old money, but it's really new money. Like you could have had so many different options with this, endless amount of options. It's a digital game, so you could create anything. So considering almost anything is possible in this game, it really makes it even more disappointing. Okay, here's the Arvin score, and this is the property where I think they got their inspiration from. It went to bankruptcy. It's a real life mansion in Los Angeles, and I still think it hasn't sold. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.